Okay, guys, this is another video for working with Python. I'm going to show you how I set up my IDE, that's Integrated Development Environment. This is where I write my code for Python, and I also debug my code in that same system. So I want you to go ahead and Google VS Code, all one word, and the first link should be this code.visualstudio.com. Go and open up that link. And I'm on a Windows system, but if you weren't on a Windows system, you can download the Mac version or the Linux version. But since I'm on Windows and it defaults to that, I'm just going to click that. And it'll start downloading for me. I've already have it downloaded here. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. I will accept the agreement without reading it because that's what we all do. Hit next. I'm going to leave this path just the way it is, so I'll hit next again. I want to start menu, so I'll leave it there. Hit next. And I'll register code as an editor for supported file types so that it automatically opens up in code. And I like the ease of use of having a desktop icon, so I like to check that. And hit next, and then hit install. Okay, and I'm going to leave this checked. I want it to open up right after I'm done installing it, so now I'll hit finish. Okay, so I'll close these windows here. And so this is a development environment for really any kind of programming code that you want to use. That's one of the reasons why I think it's a good program to use. But I'm going to show you, you have to install extensions to have it work with anything. So I'm going to, this fifth icon here on the left. And you see that Python is the first one, but I'm actually going to type in Python. And when I click on that, it allows me to install this extension for Visual Code. This helps with IntelliSense. It'll help you code faster, so I'll click on install. And while that's going, I'll click on the second one. This is just a language extension. We'll also be installing this. The extension pack you can install. What it does is it installs a bunch of things good for Python, so I'll actually do that. Some of this you won't be using, but some of this you will. And the cool thing about this is, if you decide to use Python beyond the class that you're in, these other extensions will help you out a lot. And I'll try to think of what else we need. I think that's it for now. So while those are installing, I think they're all installed already. Yay! I'm going to go to, where is it? File, Preferences, Settings. Okay. I'm going to make sure that my tab size is 4. Your teacher will be complaining at you if your tab size is not 4. I'm looking for a guide. It's one of the things I want to set for you. Let's see if I can just search here, guide. All right, it's not working. All right, I'm going to have to look that up and make another video for it. What the guide will do is put a line throughout your code so you don't go beyond a certain distance. So what I'm going to recommend you do is create a folder inside of your OneDrive for college and call it the name of the course. So I call it COP2500 or 2510. And you'll notice that I already have a folder in here called VS Code. And inside that VS Code, I have a launch.json file. Let's open that up. All right, so I'm going to send this to you via Discord. But all this is it tells Visual Studio Code how to handle your Python code. Okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up that folder that I have, the COP2510. I'm just going to open that here. So this is my, again, it's under my OneDrive. I have a folder called COP2510. And I'll just select that folder. Okay. And now I'm going to do a new file. And I'm going to say test.py. All Python files have an extension of py. And now I can do, notice how when I start typing print, oops, when I start typing print, it shows me the top line print, and that little purple square means it's a function. So when I hit tab right here, it finishes typing for me. Utilize the IntelliSense. It's one of the strongest features of Visual Studio Code. Okay? So now I'm going to do, because it's a function, I'm going to hit my open parentheses. You'll notice it gives me the open parentheses and the closing parentheses, which is great. And it describes here what this is supposed to be doing. Okay? But all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a single quote. Notice how when I put one quote, it automatically puts the second one, so I don't have to type it. And I'm going to say hello world, exclamation mark. Okay? Now I'm going to hit F5 on my keyboard. That means run. And you see that it ran that program and printed out hello world. Fantastic. So let's try something else beyond that. So let's print a blank line, a couple blank lines actually. That's what that was, that /n. That means print a blank line. And if I run it again, hitting F5 on my keyboard, you'll notice that it puts a couple extra blank lines where it didn't before. Okay? And now I'm going to ask it for some input. I want to show you how to do, something that you can do with this. So I'm going to do input. Again, you see it gives me, I can just hit tab at this point. Since it's a function, I need to use an open parentheses. I'm going to do a single quote. I'm going to say, please enter a number. Oops. And I need to set that to a variable. So I'm going to say var num. Okay, so let's just run it again. And you see that it's asking me to enter a number, but I didn't enter a number. Right? So, and I'm not going to get into the details of the language. I just want to show you a couple things here. And now I'm going to have it print out that number squared. So your number squared is what am I going to do? Float var num squared. Let's make sure it's working. No. I messed up. Sorry, it doesn't know that that's supposed to be a string, so I'm going to do a string on the outside of this. Again, this is something that you'll sort of have to work through. So I'll do 7. What is 7 squared? No, it's still not working. What's happening? Okay, your number squared is 49. Great. Here's what I really want to show you about this. Okay, I'm going to create a breakpoint. So this is what's necessary when you're debugging code. This is the strongest thing I can show you why we use the tool that we're using here. I'm going to create a breakpoint, and I'm going to hit F5 again. And I want you to notice it freezes the code right here, and it tells me what line I'm on. And all these little commands at my disposal, the one that you want is step into, or F11. And all it's going to do is run the next line of code. Now you notice it's asking me to enter a number. I'm going to enter 789 and hit enter. And this is the thing I really want to show you. When I hover over var num, I want you to see that it's 789. right? So I can debug my code to see what is it doing line by line. So I'll hit F11 again, and it tells me what my number squared is. So this is how you start with Python, and I'll gladly show you more. Just tell me what you guys need to know.